Today is Wednesday, January the 19th, 2022, and it's a great day to have a day here on the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. And on today's show, I break down last night's game as South Carolina basketball falls to the Arkansas Razorbacks at Bud Walton Arena by a final score of 75-59. Guys, I'll talk about just what went wrong last night. My biggest takeaway. We'll hand out the Shooters Shoot Award as well, and I'll talk about what's next for Gamecocks basketball. Also, news and notes to get into, including Shane Beamer picking up a postseason award just a few nights ago. Guys, we got a packed show here on this Wednesday, and of course, as always, it's brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, for all your movie needs in the 2022 calendar year, be sure to contact our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group. Or, of course, if you have any other questions, go to their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That's upstatemoversgroup.com. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Let's get it. Bright side, folks. Opening day is less than a month away. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Spurs Up Show as always. Appreciate you all tuning in. Here we are yet again on a Therapy Wednesday. Are we still calling it Therapy Wednesday at this point? You know, I feel like when you set proper expectations and you know what to expect, there really isn't a hangover. There's no need for therapy because you've set your expectations properly. You're not let down. You can't be disappointed if you never get high expectations in the first place. But again, guys, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic hump day, and I hope this show does find you well. Again, we got a lot to get into, a lot that I didn't dive into. Before we do, a couple of housekeeping items, a couple of things I want to remind you guys about. Of course, tonight we're live at 10 Roof, 5 to 7, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. $3 drafts, $3 rumple shots as well. Also, we'll be live streaming that. If you cannot make it out to the Vista, to 10 Roof, we're streaming that on the Big Cock Club, patreon.com/Big Cock Club, or go to any of our social media channels. Click the link in bio, and you will see the Big Cock Club link there. Also, guys, exciting news from 10 Roof. I want to shout out my guy in this event because yours truly will be there. Bowl celebration autograph signing presented by DS Sports, folks. Some Gamecocks you are very familiar with: Parker White, Zach Pickens, a couple of others as well. February the 12th, it's on a Saturday, noon to 2. Gamecocks basketball taking on Georgia that day as well on the road at 1. So we'll have the game on TV, but that live from 10 Roof. Again, guys, by now you've probably seen the link on social media. I'll be promoting that as well. But again, your opportunity to get autographs, sign memorabilia from your favorite Gamecocks, you have that chance February the 12th at 10 Roof, noon to 2. Also, guys, I know I talked about it yesterday, but baseball merch, brand new baseball merch will be dropping today on tsus.store. And again, you will see that on social media. I'll be sure to let you guys know, but really excited for some of these new pieces. Heckle Juice, of course, Rowdy Roosters. We got our Gilly Gilly merch, Burgee Barrels merch, all that and everything in between. So again, guys, really excited. Be sure to stay tuned to that. Also, we are adding contributors, guys. I'm working through the end of the week. Again, if you've submitted applications, please be patient, but I'm planning on having all of our new contributors, at least mostly all of our new contributors, added by end of week. So again, really excited about that. And again, guys, it's just going to increase value for you all because, again, we're continuing to add content, continuing to add value as we go throughout 2022 and expand the business. And again, really appreciate you all and very excited for what is to come. So again, a very busy Wednesday. Let's not dance around it. Let's not avoid it. Let's jump into it. Gamecocks fall to the Arkansas Razorbacks by a final score of 75-59. And what a game. What a game. I'll tell you this. South kind of led by 7 at halftime. And there were a lot of people in my mentions dogging me because, of course, after Saturday's game, I went on record saying, it's time to change the voice. It's time to change head coaches, fire Frank Martin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I've already gone through that and explained myself, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse here on this Wednesday. But I had a sick feeling in my stomach that, you know what, add Bud Walton Arena. And what scared me the most was this, is you were up by 7, partly due to a Herculean effort from Devin Carter, who we're going to talk about more in just a second. But you were up by 7, and Arkansas had not drained a three-pointer yet. And also, they were absolutely killing you from the free throw line. Well, that continued. And what's crazy is this, guys, because we all know what happened in the second half. Arkansas goes on their run. They outscore you, 42 to, I believe it was 19 in that second half. 42-19 for a final score of 75-59. They outscore you 42-19. And Arkansas, for the first time in over 1,000 games, doesn't make a three-pointer. 0 for 11 from outside. And I want to go ahead and get out in front of this, by the way. Listen, hey, a lot of you dogging me on social media. I get it, man. Listen, our TSUS athlete, Eric Stevenson, my guy, Stevie, #shooter-shoot. You know what? Doesn't matter if you make them all or miss them all, shooter-shoot at the end of time. He had a bad game, had a horrid game. 1 of 12 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3, just 3 points for him. Brutal night to watch him shoot the basketball. And many of you out there dogging and hating, you know what? You could never sign a freaking USC athlete to an NIL deal if you even tried. So let me just leave it at that. But sometimes shooters shoot and sometimes shooters miss. And Eric Stevenson's performance really just a microcosm of the struggles with this basketball team. Again, guys, what is there really to say at this point? What is there really to say? Because it truly is the same old, same old. It's the same thing game after game after game as you fall to 1-4 in SEC play. But this game was truly baffling. And I know for a lot of you diehards out there that really let your heart lead your thought process. And I don't say that in a disrespectful way, but I mean that in a way that, again, yours truly sat there watching that game after the first half with skepticism. Unfortunately, with skepticism, just saying, I'm happy we're up 7, but it would not shock me if we blew this game. It would not shock me if Arkansas on their home floor played a spirited second half, much better second half, and came back to beat the Gamecocks. But I know there were a lot of people out there last night that felt like maybe, just maybe, this was the game and that was the half to spark this basketball team and get them going. And unfortunately, that couldn't have been farther from accurate. I want to give a quick shout out, by the way, because we're all looking for words here on this Wednesday of how to describe the events of last night. And I saw a tweet from @Twilly_Frost on Twitter. @Twilly_Frost. Username is CharR. Got 19 followers, but he follows us and interacts a lot, especially during basketball season. And he said this, and I'll be honest with you guys, it's been a while since I read a tweet and literally laughed out loud, like a good hearty laugh. But it was just the timing and the accuracy of this tweet. Here's what it said. @Twilly_Frost, shout out to you, my friend. It says, watching this game was like seeing a long-lost friend across the street that sees you and you run towards each other so happy. And then they get hit by a bus, and the bus backs up real slow and runs over them again. And you remember that this is why you stopped caring. I mean, is there a more accurate depiction of South Carolina basketball and what it's been really since the Final Four run than in that tweet? Because if there is, I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear it. But, a gut-wrenching loss. I mean, I don't know what I can really say here on this Wednesday, just an absolute gut-wrenching loss. You really felt like with the performance of James Reese early, even Josh Gray, who I was very rough on social media early in the game, he played much better after I tweeted about him and said something. And obviously what Devin Carter did. Again, we're going to get into him just a second. But here's something that irks me. I'll say this, guys. Here's something that irks me because Devin Carter got all the minutes, 31 minutes for South Carolina last night. And Frank Martin was asked about that. Jermaine Couisnard nor A.J. Wilson played in the game. And, of course, Frank Martin was asked about it. And Frank made the point that it wasn't due to injury. It was because Devin Carter gave them attitude, insinuating that Jermaine Couisnard does not do that. Guys, why does it feel like season after season after season we have some sort of issue like that? How many instances like that does it take to show people that players don't respond well to Frank Martin? Because Jermaine Couisnard is not a freshman. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's been around this program for a while now. How can a guy like Jermaine Couisnard need time off to take care of the mental side of the game? How is that a thing? How can that be a thing? If I'm being ignorant, if I'm being naive, I'm sorry, but I just don't understand. In regards to the game on the floor, I know a lot of fans are going to look at the free throws, right? South Carolina 12 of 24. Arkansas went 27 of 33. And it's death taxes and Gamecock fans complaining about referees. And guys, I get it. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to see the other team shooting free throws at the rate in which they do. And South Carolina losing. Hey, you lost by 16. They made 15 more free throws than you. But here's the thing, guys. We know at this point the style the Gamecocks play under Frank Martin. This is what it is. This is what it is. This is what it's always been, and it's never going to change. Again, as I told you guys on the Monday show, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not going to spend every single show, the entirety of the show at least, after a loss in basketball, calling for Frank Martin's job and kicking and screaming, fire Frank Martin. What's been said has been said, and we all know at this point what needs to be done. If it hasn't done so already, the season is on the verge of spinning out of control. And last night's loss, from what I can tell, via social media and those who I've talked to briefly since that game, Gamecock fans, for the most part, as I can tell, have been broken. Have been broken. So, again, you're still so early in the SEC season. You're still so early in the conference slate. But the writing on the wall is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. And again, I'm a few years late, I believe. Many of you have known it for a while and said it for a while, but the basketball program is dead and Frank Martin needs to go. Bottom line. No vitriol, no ill will. Thank you, Frank Martin, for one of the best decades in Gamecocks men's basketball history. But your time is up, my friend. Your time is up. And again, as I said at the top of the show, thank God we sit now just less than a month until opening day. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. But that one was tough. That one was heartbreaking. That one was heartbreaking. And again, if you're sitting here today on this Wednesday confused and angry and upset and a swirl of emotions, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. How do you get outscored 42-19 in the second half? How does it happen? How can it happen? I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain what we watched last night. What was said at halftime? I mean, really, truly, what was said at halftime? Good God. What was said at halftime? And I talked about him earlier, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into this. My biggest takeaway from last night, again, not going to continue to beat the dead horse of fire Frank Martin, because my biggest takeaway from last night on the floor is this. Devin Carter, I know Jermaine Kusnar was battling some whatever, attitude issue. I don't know at this point, man. I don't know. Jermaine Kusnar's battling whatever. AJ Wilson's battling whatever. I don't care what they're battling. I don't care when they get it figured out, because Devin Carter should be a full-time starter from here on out. That dude's electric. Devin Carter is electric. And if we're going to lose, I'd rather lose with a guy like that on the floor than anybody else. And that's why Devin Carter has won our Shoot Award, by the way. On a positive note, Devin Carter, 20 points on the night, 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 5 of 10 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds and assists. It really reminded me of the game he had against Florida State. So Devin Carter, congratulations. A phenomenal young player. And that's what's confusing, too. There's some good young players in this team. James Reese has played good basketball. Devin Carter's played well when got the opportunity. But, when you have our guy Stevie shoot the way he did, 1 of 12 from the field, Keyshawn Bryant has been arguably the biggest disappointment of this entire team. Wildens Levesque has had more than a couple bad games in a row at this point. When Brandon Martin and Josh Gray are 2 of your leading scorers, folks, you got issues. You got issues. You're pitiful down low. When you talk about the problems that surround Gamecocks basketball, the question is, what are the problems? The question is, well, where do you start? Where do you start? Because, again, the same inconsistencies and the same things you've done that have haunted you all season, you did it last night, and you're probably going to keep doing it. 18 turnovers last night. 18 turnovers. Shot just 34% from the field. Got out-rebounded. Second chance points, you got beat. Points in the paint. Get this, guys. Points in the paint. Arkansas had 42. You had 22. I mean, proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding, man. I guess what's just the biggest shame of last night, what the greatest shame of last night is that this team got fans' hopes up. That's what's unfortunate. This team got fans' hopes up just to crush their souls in the second half. So, again, man, this a game like last night, by the way, I'll tell you this. We've talked a lot about this side of things in regards to the fan base and the apathy and the common fan not tuning in. Games like last night are why fans don't tune in to Gamecocks basketball anymore. Why would you want to endure that? Why would you want to experience that? How many fans do you think are making it a point to plan their weekend around that game on Saturday against Georgia? Home game, 3:30 tip-off, which that's the next contest, of course, Saturday, January the 22nd against Georgia at 3:30 at the CLA. How many fans do you think are going out of their way to go to that game and watch that game? Not many. And I think the attendance will reflect that. And here's the thing, guys. I can't blame them. I can't blame them. I can't blame them. So, listen, South Carolina's not going to go winless the rest of this season. They're not. They're not going to go winless the rest of this season. This team will, as they showed in the first half, this team can get hot. And I guarantee you there will be another game or two this season where they'll get hot and, find a way to win a couple more games. But I picked this team to go 6-12 in SEC play in the preseason. And I don't want to be right, but I'll tell you what, at 1-4, you're damn sure on pace. You're damn sure on pace. So I don't know where you go from here. I truly don't. I don't know where Gamecocks basketball goes from here. I don't know how Frank Martin recovers. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't have the answers. I wish I did. But, It'll be interesting to see this Saturday what the home attendance is like, what the home support is like. Do boo birds start to come out? I don't know. But that one hurt last night. That one did. I will say that one hurt. So again, guys, Gamecocks return to action on Saturday to take on the Georgia Bulldogs at Colonial Life Arena, 3:30 tip. And we'll try to snap an ugly 3-game losing streak. All right, guys, so we get out of here really quickly. I just want to note this real quick. Shane Beamer winning the Steve Spurrier first-year coach award, which well-deserved. He was the co-winner with Josh Heupel, which, I'll say this, by the way. If you're going to give out awards and make them co-winners, then why give out an award in the first place? And here's the thing, too. There were 3 candidates. 2 of the 3 won the award. Why even give the award out? I don't know. I don't get it, but either way, Shane Beamer, very well deserving to win that award. What he did with Gamecocks football, guys, I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum, but taking over when the program was down and out and finding a way to get this team to a bowl game and win a bowl game and have the type of positive momentum going into this offseason, what he's done, absolutely incredible. So, again, congratulations. Round of applause, Shane Beamer. Steve Spurrier, first-year coach award. And I'm not putting a co on it. He's very well deserving to be the only winner of that award. Folks, appreciate you all tuning in. Again, stay tuned. Baseball content returns tomorrow. We're talking relievers on the podcast tomorrow as we continue the 2022 Yardcocks position unit preview series. And, of course, next week we'll get into position players. But again, come out to 10 Ruth tonight, 5 to 7, $3 drafts, $3 rumple. Great conversation, great times. Like I told you guys before, Wednesdays tend to get a little out of hand. So if you want to have a good time, come on out. 10 Roof in the Vista. Going to be an absolute blast. And again, stay tuned to all our latest content and the new merch that'll be dropping today as well. Folks, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.